What is up, everybody? Well, we got some parts here. New push rods. I ordered a few extras just in case. Gonna get the valve cover pulled off, get that push rod replaced, get the rocker arm tightened back down, and hopefully that will solve the issue of the smoke that we were getting. Sorry about that. With the valve not operating correctly. I will say this is the second time I've had that cotter pin fail on that rocker arm, and I don't know why it is doing that yet, but I don't know if there was any correlation between that rocker arm failing and the or not rocker arm, that cotter pin failing to cause this to walk. But I mean, don't seem any different here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a little oil. Goes on here. Get that on there. And see. Excuse me. Slide that off. Okay, that's in. Let's see if this will slide on here. I might have to back that off a little bit. Got the wrong size there. Grab my ratchet. All right, what size was that? Couldn't quite remember. Top of my head, there we go. So, back these off a little bit. That one's backed off. So let's see if we can finagle this on there now, or not. Don't look like it's quite gonna be enough. So, extension on here. Let's see how much that rocker arm. Okay, so we're gonna go. Well, that don't seem to be the. It's odd. Never know with this old stuff. Who's had their hands in it before, and you know what's what. What in the world? So sometimes it takes a little bit of, like I said, a little bit of finagling to figure out what is what. So if I can get, let's see here. Bear with me, guys, because obviously I'm learning as much as the next guy. I'm wondering if I do this. If I do this, will give me any clearance to drop that down and get that seated in there. And then, oops. Nope, not quite. So if I do that. No, it doesn't appear to be the case. So, might have to pull that rocker arm all the way up. That's, yeah, I ain't gonna allow enough distance there. So, I have to go ahead. What's up with that? That bolt appears to be a little bit different. Weird. All right, back I go. Maybe I need a different socket. Here we go. I'm sure that'll work. Wait, make that work. Let's see if that gives me enough. I have to go up on this one too, I suppose. I'm just gonna have to probably go ahead and loosen them all. There we go. Yes, maybe, maybe not. Let's see. There we go. That gave me much more once I really got some relief on the other side. So that's on there, and the push rod. All right, so I'll go ahead and run these back down. Maybe. Tell you what, that brake master cylinder sure is in the way for a lot of things. Snug that one up. And I'm gonna go grab some, I'll get torque specs on this too, of course, but for now, snug them up. There we go. Go ahead and snug these back up. Make sure that this is on there. Make sure all the others are on there. Make sure all my other valves are on the rocker arms, which they appear to be. So there, that's snugged up. Got no play there. Now we're gonna okay. Got my cotter pin and washers. Take out slack for now. That one there. And these. Whoops. Let's see here. This one. And put this one on. And that should allow just enough for my cotter pin to go in. All right, good deal. Of course, I forgot to grab pliers. So, I'm going to do that and we'll be back here shortly. All right, everybody. We're going to use trusty old Swiss Army knife. Bought this thing when I was in the 6th grade, mowed yards all summer long to save up enough money to buy it at the local Ace Hardware. And 6th grade was a long time ago for me. 42 years old now, so To some of you, that don't seem that long, but for me, it was quite a while ago. I'm trying not to break my knuckles so bad right now. Just trying to get that cotter pin bent up. I don't want to put a lot of pressure on it, a lot of stress. I don't want it to break again. Maybe that's what I did before. Heck, I don't know. But there's a little bit of play there. I got to get that spring washer still, but this will get me. This will at least get me started. So, which from here all looks pretty good. So I got that bolt. I got all the bolts for the cover. I've got, that seems to be pretty good. And just make sure these are snug. I just want to make sure they're not all overly loose. There's that. These are non-adjustable. There we go. Non-adjustable rockers. So, all right. And I look down in here and nothing, don't see any other chunks of anything sitting there in the head. So, with that being said, oh, data bleeder. Only figures, right? Wouldn't be doing it right if you weren't bleeding, I suppose. So, where the heck that went to? Who knows? Get this rocker cover back on. Get her all lined up. Make sure there's no wires underneath it. Looks good. And get the, I guess we can put these on here because they were on there before. So, and we always try to start them by hand to make sure they go in easy and line up. Last thing you want to do is strip anything out. So, it's, probably blocking my view or blocking your view right now. So I apologize for that. I need to block your view a little bit to get this one started. But I can go ahead and get my 1/2-inch socket on my cordless impact just to speed up the process a little bit. Okay. And then this one up here has the temperature. I believe it's not the temperature gauge wire. Guide for I think it was an oil pressure light, but since bypassed the oil pressure light, and I think I covered that already, but I put a Bosch mechanical gauge in there. It was probably a month ago or so. Don't get crazy on it, but also don't want it spitting oil out everywhere, all over everything, because you get oil on your headers or manifolds. This one I actually put headers on. Trying to remember, I found them on Jeg's website, and it was an extended period of time to get them, so I happened to cross-reference the number onto O'Reilly's website, and sure enough, O'Reilly's had them, and I think they actually, I called first thing like on, I don't know, like a Thursday morning or something, and they actually had them there at 1 o'clock that day, so that's pretty awesome. And not only did they price match, dang it, not only did they price match Jegs, I think he gave me an extra 15% off or 5% off, so, which is kind of nice, you know, like keep my business local if I can, that's for sure. So, all right, so put my coil wire back on, plug wires are all on, plugs are in, that should be good. I guess the last thing to do now is let's get this thing fired up and let's see what it does. We'll get some tools picked up here. real quick and just gonna go toss them in the truck fast. Probably gonna be pulling this apart again anyway here in the next few days, but this, at least for the time being, will get us started going. All right, everybody, we'll be back shortly. All right, everybody, we're back. Gonna fire him up, see what he does. Might have to take a little bit of time to get the engine warm, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the phone right here on the engine to see what it looks like. And wish me luck. Cold-blooded. All right, still got a little bit of a tick, but not nearly as bad as it was. So let's see. Still got a little bit coming out of that passenger side bank, but as expected, hope it'll clean up here. And once I get the engine up to temp, probably gonna take it a few minutes. I got it on full choke right now, so sitting here and idle, but it's idling much nicer than it was. Not shaking real bad like it's got a big old miss, but you can see idling pretty good. A little bit of a shake, but that's full choke right now. So, but to cover back what I've done so far since I had this issue, compression check, all the cylinders were 120 to 130 psi. Found a dead wire in cylinder 5, replaced all the plug wires. They weren't even very old. Put a whole new set of plugs in it as well. Found on the cylinder 5's rocker arm, the cotter pin on that rocker shaft had failed, and the push rod got bent because the rocker arm slid over a little bit off the side of it. So got a new push rod in, got the rocker arm back on, got it all put back together. It's running, sounds good. I'm gonna go check the engine temp here shortly. A little bit of smoke there still, but seems to be looking better. But who knows, maybe there's an underlying issue. Maybe there's an oil ring that got hurt somehow from that drive. I mean, 58-year-old motor, what do you expect? You know, can't be perfect that long, but you know, we're gonna run it here and check my engine temp right now. Engine temp's coming up. Oil pressure's good. It's always had good oil pressure, but oil pressure was dropping quite a bit once the engine was getting up to temp. So holding full choke right now. It's idling about 1,000 RPMs. So Looks like it's still smoking. You can see definitely some smoke there still, but not nearly as bad as it was. Hopefully that's just still residual oil that was in there. I do plan to drop the oil and toss a new filter and stuff like that. Just want to get it fired up now. Probably gonna that oil filter, probably gonna pull it apart, cut it open, see if there's any material in it. If we can easily drop the oil pan, probably gonna do that, clean it out, check the oil pump if we're still having a oil pressure issue. So kind of just doing the easier steps, you know, before I decide that we really have to tear into this thing. You know, a lot of people have told me, I mean, these old FE motors, they'll run on low, you know, on 20 pounds of oil pressure, 10 pounds of oil pressure at idle for years and years and years. It's just something happened though from the time that we drove it up to that car show to the time we got to the cruise part of it. It never got hot or anything. It just something happened. So I don't know what, you know, not a professional mechanic, shade tree at best, but you know, this is part of owning an old truck. So, but as you can see, it looks like the smoke's clearing up a little bit. Still smoking, but doesn't seem to be as bad as it was, that's for sure. Let's go check the engine temp, and we'll see how it's working. So engine's almost up to 180, so we're gonna go ahead, close the hood, and we're gonna take it for a drive. I'm just gonna cruise it around the block, see how it does. I'm gonna go ahead and, there we go. I'm just gonna hold it so we can watch oil pressure. I'm gonna give it a rev or two here. A little bit of puffs of smoke, but certainly nothing like it was, that's for sure. Let's take some choke off, see if he'll idle down to that. That's no choke. He'll idle down to that happy little 650-ish spot. And you see we got, now it's pretty much up to temp. Holding about, oh, well, that's where it used, that's 45 pounds, or 40, let's see, 550, yeah, that's 45 pounds right there. So let's, I'm gonna get this put on the window and set up, and then we can go for a ride. So just bear with me here for a minute. All right, everybody. There we go. So let's go ahead and let's see if I can get this. Yeah, I think you can see the oil pressure gauge there. Well, it definitely sounds much happier, that's for sure. Now let's take it for a little drive and see how he does. It's been a few days. Get used to driving this old thing. It's you stop driving and start to miss it. Not gonna go crazy on it, not gonna run them hard, nothing like that. Just want to drive around and get him up to temp, see how he's smoking. Because the other day when I took him out, he was pretty upset. My plan is that tick, you know, eventually I'm gonna address that tick and figure out where that's coming from. A couple of my son's buddies. All right, seems to be doing pretty decent. Still got a little bit of smoke, not bad. Another buddy. Oil pressure seems to be
Oil pressure seems to be holding up there, about 45 pounds, so that's good. Before I was having these engine issues, getting ready to order the disc brake upgrade, a full upgrade to a power booster up front as well, because these manual brakes all the way around they just don't cut it. I mean, do they work? Yes. Are they really good? No. Are they even good? No, not really. I use the transmission more than anything to you know, to slow them down, which is fine. You know, it's not like we go crazy with this thing. It's not like we, you know, take them cross country. But you know, when we took them up to a little bit bigger town here the other weekend to that cruise night, you know, that was a good hour drive, and was cruising 60 miles an hour and seemed to be pretty happy. I tell you what, so far I haven't seen an oil pressure loss. I don't know if there's anything in conjunction to that push rod getting bent and if that had anything to do with oil pressure or not. Most people say no. Some people said yeah. Could it also have some kind of a, you know, if cylinder 5 was missing bad, does that mean cylinder 6 might be mad? Yeah, maybe. But, you know, that's idle. Don't really seem to be smoking much. So let's come up here to the stop sign and let's see. Now it's staying right there about 42, 43 pounds. That's great. Got a thumbs up from a dude. Let's see. Oil pressure seems to be holding good. Temperature's holding good. Don't really seem to be smoking. I'll tell you what, guys, boy, if we get away with just that being the issue of, and who knows, maybe it was just, you know, that happened and the plug wire died. That plug wire took a crap at the same time. I mean, I don't know what the chances are of that, but you know, obviously pretty good if it happened. It all happened at the same time. But I'm looking behind me, and boy, it's definitely not smoking like it was. I mean, it was like mosquito fogger before, and I mean, by now it would have dropped its oil pressure down, you know, down to 25 psi. So seems to be pretty good. Not saying it's fixed yet, but I'm not saying we're out of the woods, but I think we're in a lot better shape than we were, that's for sure. That tick sounds way better. Honestly, don't even hear it right now. That's great. I'm gonna go ahead and move on by. And take it back to its parking spot for now. Don't seem to be smoking. Seems to be really good. Oil pressure's above 45. Temperature gauge, again, holding great. Let off the gas here and just coast. And boy, oil pressure's still up there. Yeah, I mean, when I drove it the other day, at this point it was, I mean, it was fogging mosquitoes. That oil pressure was way down. Yeah, I mean, this is great. Boy, that'd be awesome if this was, boy, if this at least got us back on the road for now until, you know, get that spring washer, toss that back in. For now, I'm gonna back him into his spot. And my lunch break is just about over, so this is great news, but we'll hop out here. And we'll give a little walk around of him and see how it looks right now. But for now, looks really good. I mean, here's yeah, it's 40-ish, 42 pounds right there. Temperature gauge is holding good. I'll top out real quick. Well, you can hear that tick is much quieter. Still there, but definitely nothing like it used to be. Minimal smoke. That's about pretty normal there, so pretty good. Awesome. Well, hey everybody, thanks for joining in on this short little repair video and things that you might be up against when having an old truck like this. So you can't say that they're going to run perfect always or forever. All you can do is keep up your maintenance and learn how to work on things yourself. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you got the notifications on so you see when I make new posts of shorts or you know, Stumpy uploads. But comment things that you liked about the video, things you didn't, and feel free to share too, so more people we can get out there and subscribing and interacting with the channel, the better Stumpy can get. So hey, thanks for everybody, and we'll see you soon.